Wow, women of wrestling. Always the action, always the excitement, always bringing it. This is an all-women's pro wrestling group. They've been on for a while. Started way back when with David McLean, who's still part of all this, with Glow. And now WOW is taking it a step further. And in South Florida, you can catch them Saturday nights, 11 p.m. on My 33 TV. We've got an exciting, action-packed card coming up, another show, our show. And I got to say, one of the top teams going today, and I use the word top because they are top tier, and it's part of top tier, 2/3 of them, Coach Campanelli, Kandi Krush. Kandi Krush brings it strong. She's got a pro boxing background. She's got an athletic background. Coach Campanelli, you got to use that whistle more. That's what I'm saying, Coach. You got to use that whistle. You got to get that going. Hey, thank you all for joining me. Tell me about, because this week on WOW, Women of Wrestling, the All-American girl, Santana Garrett, who's a Florida girl. She's from our area, and also Americana. Hey, what are these two doing? You going after them? You getting them? What's going on here?
Well, first of all, can we correct one thing? You did say that we are one of the top teams, but actually we are the best team in all of professional wrestling. So now that we got that out of the way, we can continue. All right.
Listen, we've got no personal beef with Americana or Santana Garrett, but when Ariel Sky chooses to continue having beef with us and starts teaming up with these other girls who are kind of sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, then that's when we unfortunately have to just handle the situation.
And you know what? It's like we don't start it, we just finish it. You know, Ariel Sky started it. She's on some kind of revenge tour herself, and she's going around and picking friends to have her back. Apparently she needs them. And we're just going to continue being who we are, the top, the best team in all professional wrestling. And we'll just answer to anybody who calls.
And that's why top tier is the A team of all of this, as Coach Campanelli puts it. And also Gloria Glitter is part of your group as well. And you mentioned Ariel Sky because for those that don't know, Coach Campanelli was leading a group called Team Spirit, the B team now. And she was leading that. And then that broke up because Coach Campanelli, tell us why, because you saw Kandi Krush, you saw Gloria Glitter, and you thought what?
You know, I saw Kandi Krush, her crushing power, and Gloria Glitter's cardio and stamina. And I felt like I think it was time to switch it up with the type of athlete that I was coaching and creating a team with. I felt, you know, a little bit done with the flippy and the flying. And I felt like I needed more ground and pound power, you know, a more diversified ultimate athlete.
And honestly, Coach already knows what it's like to have the tag team belts. Now we have the trio trophy. We have recently requested that David McLean get us trio belts. We'll see if that happens or not. If he knows what's best for him, it will happen. But we'll see. And at the end of the day, at some point, top tier is here to collect all of the belts. We are ultimately the ultimate athletes, like Coach said. And we're the team that she needs to do that, to take it all the way to the top.
The WOW Trios Tag Team Champions, top team trio-wise, but also now trying to go for the WOW Tag Team titles. And I believe that's held by the Mother Trukcers. And you have some, and I know you guys are the best of the best, but you do have some really good tag teams in WOW. Miami Sweet Heat from our area of Florida. There's also the Tonga Twins. There's a lot of good groups out there. What are y'all thoughts? And I know you guys, you want to get at everybody and beat everybody, but what are your thoughts of this tag team division in WOW?
Honestly, I love being in tag teams because not only in wrestling do you get a chance to be an individual in the ring, because, you know, obviously you can only be one person in the ring at a time on your team or in a singles match. But you can also utilize your team to utilize more strategy. You know, you can be a little bit more strategic with who's fresh, who can come in, if you can even get to your team to tag. So it's not only a challenging like twist on just wrestling in general. But we do, like you said, have a lot of really amazing tag teams in the division. So it just adds an extra challenge.
Yeah, and we all love a good challenge. And like Coach said, strategy. Coach loves to use the brain. We call her the brains. I'm the brawn, and Glitter is the buns. We all know why.
The Killer Bees. Yes.
Let's go.
All right. So a few more minutes, we'll wrap this up. And again, Wow Women of Wrestling every Saturday night in South Florida on My 33 TV. Really a fun time and all. And it really also, not only the mad action and everything going on and the drama and the storylines, but also the real lives of the WoW superheroes, of the WoW wrestlers. Look back and also do these nice vignettes that they show about your real lives. And Kandi Krush, I mean, so interesting with you. Boxing, pro boxing, also synchronized swimming when you were younger. And I believe Olympic aspirations for you in some of these sports, and growing up in Minnesota, which is big pro wrestling territory back in the day. Minneapolis, St. Paul, just throughout all of Minnesota. And I'm curious for you, what do you like about WoW, and how has your athleticism helped you, if it has, in transitioning to pro wrestling?
Yeah, my athleticism 1000% has helped me transitioning into WoW, as it helps with every aspect of my life. Honestly, because of my background, I came in with that crush confidence already. I just had to learn how to wrestle, which that in itself was a challenge, but I love a challenge. I thrive under pressure. I'm like a salmon. I like to swim against the current, and that's how you get stronger, and that's why I'm the brawn of top tier. So I was excited to enter the squared circle, but a different squared circle. And I brought all of my grit, all of my knockout power, and all of my athletes' focus to the ring, to WoW. And I think that's what Coach saw in me, and that's why she recruited me for, this top team.
Yeah, as pro wrestlers too, and training. And I'm curious because I read a little bit. Selena Majors, big part behind the scenes in training the wrestlers. I believe also Tessa Blanchard as well. And I'm just wondering, from your both standpoint, what has it been like working with them and getting ready to be ready for something like this?
Yeah, we have, Selena Majors is our head trainer, and we've been blessed to be trained by a few different people who brought different aspects to our training regimen. But as pro wrestlers, we are very strict in our training process. At WoW, we train 5 days a week at our training center where we're at right now. And we also, outside of there, you have to lift weights. If you're going to lift people, you have to lift weights.
Yeah.
So we're doing strength training. We're doing cardio training. I'm running. I'm still boxing. And, Coach is giving me tips along the way the entire time. So we're in this together. She's driving me to be an even bigger monster than I was before. She is the custom model to my Mike Tyson. And so you're just going to see that unleashed more and more as we go. This is only the beginning of that, but we train hard. There's nobody that trains harder than the women at WoW Women of Wrestling. Point blank, period.
The training doesn't stop when you step out of the ring, and it's more than just physical too. It's all about the mental as well, because it is a very mental game.
All right, wrestlers, I'm going to let you get going, but I got one more question for each of you, and I'm going to go Coach first. I'd love the whistle, Coach. You got to use more of the whistle. Aggravate those fans. Get them on. Get them screaming. Get them hollering. But I got to ask you about the socks, the red, white, and green socks. Is this a little Italian? Is this a little Italian heritage coming into play here? Or is it just color scheme? What's going on with the socks?
Everything about it, the socks, the whole gear, everything. That is the Italian culture coming in. Absolutely. Because you can't pull that from Coach Campanelli, right? And I come from a long line of coaches, a long line of Italian coaches, and it adds that extra little oomph, I think.
And as a Rocky reference, the Italian Stallion. Let's go.
And Kandi, I got to wrap it up with this. And then we're still good. I'm going to wrap it up with this, though. Okay. So now, I know Dave McClain loves this answer, by the way, from your father. Have you exceeded Dick the Bruiser as your father's #1 wrestler?
That bruised my ego a little bit when he said that. I thought my dad's very loving, and I expected him to say, when I asked him who his favorite wrestler was, I thought he was going to say, of course, it's you, Krush. But that wasn't it at all. First, he stalled for a really long time, and then he gave me that answer, Dick the Bruiser. So I have not yet risen above that. I do have something to prove there, but one day my dad will respect me and love me more than he loves Dick the Bruiser. That's what I'm out here to prove now.
But see, I'm not going to go into the whole background story, but I think that was smart of your dad, because that got Dave McClain on your good side. If people will know what I mean, if they know the back history of the story, So actually, I think you are his number one, but I think it was smart of your dad to say Dick the Bruiser, Kandi Krush.
Well, he is a smart man,
He's playing a mental game too.
He plays the mental games. That's why Coach feels so familiar to me.
Thank you both so much. Top tier. They are the top. They are the best. I'm getting it right. I'm gonna say it like I should. They are the best. They are the top in Wild Women Wrestling. Thank you both so much. Saturdays, 11 p.m. My 33 TV in South Florida.